can you say this is the most impressive win so far for the Blue Eagles? What can you say?
First of all, just thank God. Thank the coaches, my teammates, especially the coaches for preparing us for the game with every single details and key points we need to win the game. So, yeah.
Thank you. To Jaden, you had 15 points, 2 assists, and you had the highest efficiency with plus 24. So you had an impressive fourth quarter. What can you say?
I think after last game, shooting totals were frustrating for me, but all I care about is what the score is at the end of the day, and I just care about the win. And all credit goes to the coaches for putting together a good game plan. All credit goes to my teammates for finding me, and I just thank God for hitting those shots. But I just go into the game with the mindset of how it can impact winning, or whether that's putting the ball in the basket or getting steals or finding my open teammates. There are guys on the team that didn't score a single bucket like Andrew and Sean, but they impacted the game. They were plus 19 and plus 8. So I think going into the mindset of how I can impact the winning, I think that'll be better for us as opposed to focusing on scoring and individual stats.
Thank you. Okay, answer the questions first for Divine and Ironman for the players first.
So, how do you feel you broke out today? So curious like maybe you may have some niggling injuries and difficulties. So, how did you putting up that performance for the Blue Eagles?
Like I said before, credits to the coaches and my teammates. We're always, putting work, efforts in practice. So, yeah, it's just it. We have a game plan and we stuck with it and just started.
For the players, guys. Okay, so we're gonna let go. Divine and Jaden, thank you so much. Okay, we'll see your closing with Coach Tab, guys. Go ahead.
Coach, so really good guys in ministry. So what are the best things so far that we've seen, and how do you think that this best things be applied in the next few games against the expectations?
I think probably one of the things we'll benefit from in the first 3 games is nothing's come easy. A couple of very close finishes in the first 2 games, and you get those late game situations where you have to execute. And in both of those games, we had to hit big shots and get good shots for the right shooters, and we managed to do that. And you learn from that, and you get some confidence from that. In today's game, at halftime, we weren't happy. We weren't happy with our defense, and we start the third quarter, and Adamson puts 7 points on us right away. And it was kind of a gut check moment for us. But from that point forward, the team kind of started doing the little things better that any team needs to do to be successful. They began executing much better. They began defending their paint much better, rebounding the ball much better. And obviously, when you look at 23 assists and 27 made field goals, we began executing much better at the offensive end. And when you execute, it's just a matter of can you shoot the ball. And we know we can shoot it. We've got some good shooters in our team. And when you start hitting shots, the load becomes lighter, and defense becomes a little bit more animated, a little bit more aggressive. So it's always a good thing when you hit shots, but we've got to be able to play, when things aren't going, our way necessarily. We've got to be able to dig in and defend and make sure other teams don't get an advantage against us that really puts our backs against the wall. But we've got, arguably, and I know the argument is really strong now, but arguably the 2 top teams in the league coming up. And we can forget these first three games and just remember that it's Ateneo LaSalle, Ateneo UP. So you throw the script out, you throw everything out, and you just get ready for a dogfight.
Coach, I know you put a mic over that, the 3-0 record that you have. Is this something that surprised you and relevant to the growth that you've been talking about from the onset of this team? You're talking about this team, not the optimal, but it's slithering. And what have you learned from this team 3 games into the season?
Well, if you remember what I said before the season at the press conference or one of the interviews, we really didn't have expectations. I didn't expect to be 3-0. I didn't expect to be 1-2, 2-1, or 0-3. We really, this team, we just had to play games and kind of see where we're at. But I still think that all the teams in the league are still trying to figure out where everybody is at. And I know it looks like Ateneo 3-0, UST 3-0 sitting atop, but I guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee you, but I don't believe either of us will be 7-0 at the turn. I just think the league has a lot of surprises to offer this year, and I wouldn't even, try to guess what those surprises will be. I think we've already seen surprises based on preseason expectations. So it'd be kind of foolish to sit here and try to start drawing conclusions. I think, when we get close to the turn and, half the season is under our belt, maybe the mist will be clearing a bit, but I don't think anybody, Pito's not going to be sitting over there going, oh, we got this thing, and I'm certainly not, and I'm sure that UP and LaSalle, with a couple of losses under their belt, they're not, sweating that this is going to be a giveaway year. So we're just, we just have to keep playing, get ready for every game, and fight for every opportunity that we can get, and try to be good when we need to be good.
One and done from the first game, Kai, then Dom, and then Jaden. How big is to have that level of maturity from those players, especially for a young team, the team as we can say, how great is it to have that? Maybe as a foundation piece for this season something.
Well, the maturity that they bring is first and foremost really important. A couple of them, even after the game today, their first experience in Araneta, and they were, Dom said to me, he said, I'm going to have to get used to this. I said, no, you're not. You're just going to have to go ball. You just got to go play. Don't think about venues, crowd, because it's only going to get bigger, right? So, but they have that perspective of things where even where something is new and, maybe a little bit daunting, they still understand they have a job to do. And you can see that these guys go out really with a job to do. It doesn't matter if it's coming easy or coming tough. They just continue doing a job. And it's such an excellent example for our younger players, and it is contagious. And I think we are growing as a team partly because of the maturity that these guys bring. But every level in this league, there's a test. And whatever we're doing well, it's going to be tested. And so, we just have to try and, answer every question as it is asked.
That's for my question. How's the mindset situation?
Pretty good. Pretty good. He's moving more freely. And, it's obviously something that we can manage and that he can manage. I think he still worries about it a little bit, but the more that he plays, he's going to get comfortable with the idea of, not being 100%, but still giving 100%. And, our medical team is saying that, he's improving, he's getting closer to, just being normal. And we're waiting for that, but we still have to manage it a little bit for right now. So he's a tough guy, but he's a young guy, so this is kind of new to him, but I'm really proud of, how he's toughing through it and still managing to give the team a lot of help.
culture playing Sunday, at least have a 1 week break after taking the first 3 games of the season. So what we can expect for you guys?
We have them Sunday, right?
Sunday.
Yeah. Quick turnaround. You know, we've got to get to work, and you know, we got to figure out how to handle this team. You know, this was one of the few teams that we got some preseason experience against, and they beat us a couple of times. We know the strengths that they have, but our players really have to take time to understand those strengths, and we've got to get some quality practices in, working against what we know LaSalle is going to bring. You know, tempo, toughness, rebounding, and across the board scoring ability. So it's going to take a team effort. We know that, but we have some time to prepare, and we'll make the most of it.